Hello everybody, welcome to It's a Camping Thing. My name is Paul. You join me in my garden for a unboxing and first impressions video of this, the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X. Now, this particular product I've had in my possession for the last couple of weeks. I've actually used it a couple of times. I've taken it out of the box and then put it back in exactly the way when I purchased it. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the channel, you'll know the fact that I am accustomed to this. This is the Flextailgear Max 2020 pump. Now I like this. It inflates really well for pillows and for mattresses. This will not inflate your air beam tent. It will not reach the desired PSI. So let's get on with the unboxing. Here is the box here, as you can see by my hand. It's a pretty small, compact size, just like the pump. So this is the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X. I'm going to open it up and there we go. As you can see, we've got the connectors down this side and we've got the pump itself here. If we have a look underneath, we've got the Flextail pouch and then the instructions are just inside. So let's go by this one part at a time. So on one side here, we've got all our connectors for things like air pads, beams and pillows. So we've got quite a selection there. Should be, there you go. So you've got plenty there to choose from. All your different connectors. Quite incredible actually how many there actually are. Now underneath here we've got our charging cable. This is a USB Type-C connector and you can recharge the Flextail pump via that. Next we have the pump itself. So I'll give you a rundown of the pump. First of all, we've got an inlet valve for the air and then exhale there. It is a pump, so air will come in this way and exhale that way. At the bottom, the base here, we've got the lantern, and then we've got our power button, and then we've got a little flap here which can lift up there to put in our USB Type-C connector there to recharge. And at the top, we've got a little light hook, so we can hang that up in our tent to illuminate the inside of the tent. Very, very good design. Now, for the pump itself, this is the Max 2020 pump from Flextail. Now, this design, you've got the entry port here, this is where the air gets sucked in, and this is the exhaust here where the air gets blown out. So you've got a little bit of a protrusion here, which can take up a little bit of room inside your kit bag. This is the Flextail Tiny Pump 2XL. Now this one is a little bit different. So as you can see, there's no protruding exhaust. Instead, you've got the entry for here for the air. This is where the air gets sucked in. And then at the bottom, surrounded by the 8 LED bulbs that make up the lamp, is the exit valve. So this is where the air gets sucked out. Now, what you can do is this part, if you want to inflate, you leave this bit open and you take one of your many adapters, the one that suits, and it just slots in at the bottom. It's a really firm attachment. And then to turn the pump on, we've actually got this part here. So this is the power button, and we've got a little flap there, which is where you use your USB Type-C to recharge. So we're going to leave that alone for now. So what we do is we tap the on button twice. Tap twice for on and once for off. So just do that again. Now, if you're using something like a vacuum bag, then you'll obviously want to do it the other way around. So what you can do is you can use the same attachment or any attachment that's going to fit your vacuum bag. And now the air is going to be sucked into here. So this is going to be your vacuum bag and you're going to be sucking air through that and it's going to be coming out that way. So again, press twice. And once for off. That is a brilliant feature. And as I say, unlike earlier iterations of similar models, then these attachments really are really firm and sturdy. The other thing I do like about this is, whilst I'm here, is this little light hook. So when you're in your tent, you can hold that up. Now, according to Flextail's website, the rechargeable battery on here will last you for around about 40 single air mattresses and 105 pillows, and I've got one of those pillows right here. So again, just tap. Really quick and easy. That is absolutely brilliant. Okay, it's actually raining right now, but I wanted to show you the levels of brightness that the 8 LED bulbs inside the Tiny Pump X will give you. Now, I don't have a tent up in the garden, unfortunately, right now. It's middle of the week and I do all my camping at the weekend. So I'm going to show you inside the house. Now, I've closed all the curtains to make it as dark as possible. And roughly what you are seeing on screen now is more or less what I can see right now. You can probably just see my hands moving around. So it's kind of that dusky phase. So it's not pitch black, but it's very dark. So to put the lantern on, we hold the button down and we get our first level of brightness, which is 40 lumens. So this is the lowest power setting. This is enough to illuminate a 1 or 2 person tent. Now I did actually use this the other week in my Quechua 2 seconds easy. I didn't do any filming for that, but I was just literally trying this out for the very first time. Now that's just about enough to sort of see your way around a 1 or 2 person tent. And that's about adequate. So that's 40 lumens. If we press the button again, we go up to 160. Now you can see that's 160 lumens or 2.5 hours from the rechargeable battery that's inside the pump. Now that is a nice compromise. It's a good size light. It illuminates quite well. And again, for a 1, 2, maybe even a 3 person tent, that would be fantastic. Now you'll get 2.5 hours battery life out of that. But if we go up to the next one, we're now at 400 lumens. So quite a bit brighter again and again. Maybe for a 3 person tent, again, I would say maximum for that. And yeah, we would get 1 hour power of that level of brightness before the battery runs out. So 1 hour. So this is really, I would say really in emergencies really, or if you're only going to be using it for a short period of time, maybe when the nights are going to be shorter in the summer period. But yeah, that is the brightest level. And that is really, it's actually painful to look at the light. The 8 LEDs on there are incredibly bright. But there you go. That is an idea of the 3 levels of brightness. Brilliant. And if you've got a metallic object nearby, like a car, for instance, and you're at a campsite, then with a magnetic base, brilliant. So what's my first impressions of the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X? Well, look at it, it's tiny. It is really, really tiny. It's got a lantern, it's got a pump, it's got a little light hook. I just think it's brilliant. It's a fantastic design. The fact that they've also done away with this sort of exhaust on the side as well by integrating the inlet at one end and the outlet at the other, I just think is absolutely genius. It weighs 3.3 ounces and will inflate to a maximum of 0.58 psi. So if you're thinking about using this for your airbeam tents, then sadly this isn't going to cut the mustard, because airbeam tents normally need to be inflated to anywhere between 7 and 8 psi. But for things like your pillows, your air mattresses or your air pads inside the tent, then this is just the job. This will be used many, many times over the next few years as I go on my camping adventures, and for that, I absolutely love it. So are you thinking about buying the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X? If so, let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video or find it in any way helpful, please consider liking, leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.